Greetings one and greetings all, Stephen here. I hope you are all cool as fish, just like me. So, I have just made a video on how to play string skipping arpeggios. This is primarily targeted at beginners. However, if you are intermediate and advanced, I would definitely recommend you learn this exercise. It is a great technique builder. It's great for your picking, your left and right hand in coordination, muting, etc, etc. I'll discuss that a little bit further as the video progresses. I found this exercise years ago and it really helped out my playing, so I wanted to share it with you guys because hopefully it'll do the same for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the exercise at a moderate tempo, then I'm going to play it at a slow tempo, and then I'm going to give you a note for note tutorial on how to play it yourself. But do me a favour, stick around till the end because I'm going to give you my 2 cents, as they say, on how to practice it and how to apply it into your composition, your improvisation, how to get it into your playing. This is not a technique you have to spend years in your bedroom practicing to a metronome. You can get it into your playing today and you can use it. Enough of the chitter chatter, let's get on with it. Here we go, slower tempo. Okay, hey guys, here's the tutorial. So the first shape we do is E minor, kind of coming from this position, it's chord. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm on the high E, I'm on the 15th fret and the G note, and then I move back to the high E on the 12th fret, then I jump over the B string to go onto the G string on the 16th fret, and then I go back to the 12th fret on the G string. So listen, if you're new to this, just take a small section like this, these first 4 notes, and just get used to that movement. I do economy picking, which is something I'll discuss with you a little bit at the end of the video. I'll be making a separate video on that as well, but don't worry. So just take this little section here. Just practice that. Okay? And don't be scared to move it around the fretboard as well, just to get used to it if you're new to it. So let me continue. We then go to the D string on the 14th fret, which is E, so that's the root, and then we work our way back down to the G string on the 12th fret, and then go up to 16th fret again, and then back to the 12th. Now that's your first whole phrase. So let me just play that slowly because this is, again, it's a very useful shape that you can incorporate into your playing immediately. Again, I'll talk about that later, but if you're new to it, this is an ideal way to practice it, nice and slowly. So just put a metronome on, or a drum track, and just play that really slowly. Nice and slow. Okay, what you're aiming for is clarity of pitch and a consistency in the volume. You're not after volume dynamics here. You want all the notes to ring out as consistently as possible. So you don't want quiet notes, you don't want loud notes, you want them all the same. That's what you're aiming for. So let's move on. So we've just done. We then go to A major, coming across this part here. So we start with our little finger on the B string on the 14th fret. So we hit here, it's the major third, back to the A. The A being on 10th fret, so and then we jump up to D string. So we're jumping over the G string. This is the string skipping, I guess, in effect. D string on the 14th fret, and then we're staying on the D string. We're moving back to the 11th fret. So this picking pattern is this pattern that we use for the first shape is very similar. It's kind of consistent in the whole exercise. So we're just changing the harmony, the chords, the arpeggios, but we're playing the same picking pattern across different strings. You'll pick up on that as we go along. So we've got back to the index there, and then we're on the middle finger on the 12th fret, the A, and then we go back down. The notes we just played on the D string on the 11th, and then up to the 14th. So that whole passage slowly sounds like this. So again, if you're new to it and you're feeling comfortable with the first shape, practice, just take a small segment, take these two small segments, the E minor and the A, and just practice them separately. And do that for all the other ones if you want, and then slowly put it together like a jigsaw until you get the whole exercise. It's still how I learn things. I break everything down into small pieces, and then I build them up as I go along. I still do that when I'm learning something new. I advise you to do that. So we've got so far. We then jump down. We're going to D major now. So what we're doing here on the high E on the 14th fret, when we hit that, we then go back to the 10th fret. You'll start to recognize this picking pattern. And then we jump over the B, we string skip over the B string, and then we hit the G string on the 14th fret. Index finger then is on the 11th fret on the G again, so we've got this so far. Moving up to the D string on the 12th fret, which is our root note of D. And as you probably guessed, we're going to go back down to the previous two notes. Okay, so it sounds like this, D major. Okay, then we're on to the next one, which starts on the 15th fret on the high E. So far we've done this. Let me put it into context for you. Now we're on to here. So 15th fret on the B string, back on the same string, back to the 12th fret, jumping over the G string to the D string, so I'm on the D string on the 16th fret, and then I'm going back on the same string to the 12th fret, so like this. As you probably guessed, I'm onto the B here, which is on the A string, and the 14th fret, which is the root, so. Okay, so that's basically the first half of the exercise. So if you can get to there and just practice that first, we'll carry on. So let me just play all that in context for you. Okay, so if you're new, again, just take a little section at a time and just build it up, get confident with that first. So we're halfway through. So the next arpeggio we do is diminished. Okay, so what's going on here is we're on the high E on the 12th fret. I use my third finger for this, and then I'm going back to the 9th fret, Okay, we then skip over the B string and we do exactly the same but on the G string. So 12 and 9. Okay, and then next I'm going onto the D string on the 11th fret, and then I work my way back down. Let me do all the other shapes. We played the previous two notes. So slowly. Okay, that's your diminished shape, really useful one. And then from here we go. Okay, so what's going on here is on little finger on the 11th fret on the B string, and we're going back with the index finger on the same string to the 7th fret. Okay, that's your first two notes of the next arpeggio. We then jump over the G string onto the D string on the 11th fret. So then we're back to the index finger. So I'm on the 8th fret on the D string. So if you notice, there's kind of two notes on most of the strings, not all of them. And then we've got a F sharp there. So that's down on the 9th fret on the A string. So and as we work our way back down again to previous notes. So that one goes. Okay, next arpeggio. So in context, those two put together. So here's the next one. Got the minor. So the last two are going from minor to major. So we're on the 10th fret, and we're going back to the B here on the 7th fret. So this is what's going on. Jump over the B string up to the G string on the 11th fret. Yeah, and then on to the 7th fret with the index. Okay, I use my middle finger to get the B here on the D string on the 9th fret. Work our way back down. So that one in context. And then what we do is going from minor. This is your final shape, so nearly there. And then we flip to major. That's your minor third. We then go to putting the major third in there. So that's on the 11th fret on the high E, going back to the 7th fret, the B. And I jump over the B string. I'm on the G string now, and I'm on the 11th fret. So we've gone. Index finger here on the 8th fret. Use my middle finger for the B again. So, and we work our way back down. So you can finish it there, or at that point you can repeat it. So we could go. And so on and so forth. So my advice on practicing this is just take small segments at a time, and just get familiar with each one, and then over the course of time put them together. Start your metronome really slowly and just practice getting consistency and volume and clarity of pitch. That's what you're after here. Practice it slow, but isolate the shapes as well, and then just have a look at them, how they're laid out on the fretboard, and relate them to the chords that you're playing, because that's what you're doing with arpeggios. Okay, I'm going to talk about how to practice this now, possible ways of starting to integrate it into your playing these arpeggios, and this approach has a lot of applications, but I'm just going to show you a possible way to get you started and getting into your playing. See you in a bit.
Okay guys, what I'm going to do now is give you some ideas about how to practice this and how to get it into your playing. So what I'd recommend, and I still do this when I'm learning something new, is what I said in the video before. Just break it down into very small pieces and start off with the first shape, and I would say get yourself a metronome or a drum machine and start off with a very, very slow tempo, 60-70 BPM. And when you start to feel comfortable with a small section, add another section on until you get the whole exercise. When you get the whole lot down under your fingers, play it slowly, and then as you start to feel like you get more confident, move the metronome up in increments of 3 or 5 BPM. And just take it from there until you get to a comfortable place. Practice it clean, and then practice it with way more distortion than you'd normally use. And the reason for that is it's a good way to practice your muting, as in keeping the other strings that aren't being played quiet by using your palm, your right hand and your left hand. If this is new to you, I'm going to do a video on muting in the future for clean and distorted guitar. Practice it clean and practice it dirty with way more gain than you normally use, because you got to learn how to keep the strings quiet and notes that aren't being played quiet, so it doesn't disturb the exercise, and that's a good way to tighten up your muting technique. Another great way to practice this is backing tracks. Get yourself on YouTube. There's plenty of backing tracks on there. You can put in E minor 145 and you'll get plenty, or if you can make your own with Pro Tools, Logic, GarageBand, whenever you're into, make your own. But backing track improvisation is a great way to get these shapes into your playing and under your fingertips. I like to do that quite a lot. I find when I get a new technique, that really helps me express myself a lot, and just to play about and get me out of the boxes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you could start bringing this into your playing. So I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm going to stay around 12th fret, just E minor pentatonic with a couple of the flat fives in there, just the first position, and I'm going to use the first position that we used in the exercise, the first E minor shape, and I'm going to show you a way you might be able to blend it to use it for licks, just to get it under your fingers, just to get it into your own playing, as another tool for expression. So check this out, and I'll have a chat to you again afterwards. So I'm going to stick around this area here, first position pentatonic, E minor, blues. I'm going to use that as a structure to have a play about and see what comes out. Check it out. Way you could integrate these shapes, these sounds into your playing is to do what the blues guys do, is to the question and answer approach to improvisation. So what you could do is ask the question with the arpeggio and then answer it with the blues lick, like this. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around by the way. I know this has been a particularly long video, but I just kind of wanted to share some of my thoughts on string skipping. So like a lot of guys, I came to arpeggios via sweep picking, where I was just going up and down, and that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I still use it. But the advantage that string skipping has is that you can do that as well, but you can also incorporate phrasing into it. So I wanted to make it clear that this exercise that I showed you today is just, the tip of the iceberg. I picked every note. You don't have to do that. You can incorporate legato. You can hit the notes as many times as you want. You can use slides. You can decorate it your own way, which is something that I see string skipping as having an advantage over sweep picking. You can also make it sound more fluid, more like a synth line or a piano line if you choose to. But being able to do both gives you that option, extra options to express yourself as a musician, as an artist, and I think that's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. So I would urge you all, please, to have a go and to see how it fits into your playing and see what comes out. because I learned this exercise a long time ago, as I said before, and it really opened my ears and my technique up. And that's what all this is, all these techniques, whether it's economy picking, bending, tapping, hybrid picking, they're all just tools, really, are ways of ultimately getting you out on the guitar. And that's the way I would treat it. Now I want to make it clear that in this video we've only kind of touched the tip of the iceberg here. We've looked at major, minor and diminished in different positions, of course. There's way more to it, and there's way more to do with its application. So what I will do in the future is I'm going to upload more videos, more exercises, but I wanted this to be an introduction to you, and a way for you to hopefully try something new. Now listen, if this video has helped you out in any way, let me know, comment down below. If you need me to elaborate on anything, if you want to ask questions, then let me know. Just send me a PM and say hi. I'm going to be uploading more videos very soon regarding how to warm up properly on the guitar to reduce the risk of injury. I'll do one on muting, economy picking, which I mentioned earlier, pentatonics. But if it's helped you out, please hit the subscribe button and that bell icon, so you know when I'm going to be uploading soon. But failing that, and with all said and done, thank you for staying through to the end. Breslin over and out.